Hey, seventh grade. Just a quick update for this Tuesday, March 31st. Hard to believe it's the end of the month. Hope you guys are hanging in there. As you look at your vocabulary book, you'll see that we've come basically to the end. And so starting today and for the next few days, you're going to do those cumulative reviews. If you want a resource to help you as you're doing those, you can certainly flip back to the lessons that they refer to. So Cumulative Review 1 refers back to Lesson 1 in the beginning of the book. And of course, I am a resource, so I am very happy to help you. Please email me at lsmallwood@mylegacyschool.com. I'm glad to help. I'm still in the process of getting our Google Classroom set up, so that should be done pretty soon, possibly Wednesday of this week, so stay tuned for that. And if you haven't already sent me your Gmail address or your parents that you want me to use, let me know. In your writing and grammar books today, you're going to be finishing up that last page of the library skills unit. And as you can see, we're quickly coming to a close in that book as well. For the library skills lesson today, you're just going to look back at that one document that they refer to and then use that to answer the questions that are there. And then finally, it's a pretty easy day in reading. You don't have a quiz, and you're just going to be focusing on this one poem. So I thought that I would read it to you because you know how important it is to hear poetry read. And it's a little bit of a different take. The last two poems we read were a son thinking about his father, and this, we don't know if it's a son or daughter, but it's a child thinking about their mother and what it is that their mother left behind. So let's listen to this poem, The Courage That My Mother Had, by Edna St. Vincent Millay. The courage that my mother had went with her and is with her still. Rock from New England quarried, now granite in a granite hill. The golden brooch my mother wore, she left behind for me to wear. I have no thing I treasure more, yet it's something I could spare. Oh, if instead she'd left to me the thing she took into the grave, that courage like a rock which she has no more need of, and I have. It's a beautiful poem, thinking about what a mother has left behind and sort of the legacy of their life and the longing for someone who's gone on. But I also think that from a literary standpoint, it's interesting to read it and think about the kind of poem that it is. If you flip forward in your books to page 518, you'll see that poems are arranged in stanzas. And here in the thinking zone, they point out that these four-line stanzas are called quatrains, which have different meters or rhyme schemes. And technically, this poem is an A-B rhyme scheme. But if you look closely, there seems to be a problem. So this is actually not perfect A-B. It's actually what's called slant rhyme. And that occurs when a poet ends a line in a rhyming poem with words that sound similar, but do not technically rhyme. Things like did and dead. And they give you some examples here. So as you read it again the second time on your own, I'd just like you to think about the way that the author rhymes and has set it up. In the literature unit that we're going to be doing once we finished our textbooks, we're going to think a lot about poetry and rhyme. So this is good practice getting us ready for the poetry that we're going to be writing. And then I'd love for you to think about those questions on 518. In particular, number 1, why do you think the poet's mother values courage more than the brooch? And number 2, in the poem, what qualities make the poet's comparison of courage to granite appropriate? I'd love to hear from you guys. If you want to send me email, and somebody else wanted to pop on and say hi. There's Miss Avila. Take care, 7th grade. Talk to you soon.